Hello everyone and welcome to another pick a card reading. Due to popular demand, the bubblies are back. So it's time for another RPG pick a card game. Uh, Pick a card. Well, actually, it's a game, isn't it? So, each and every bubbly should be a reflection of your own inner hero. And of course, the reading that the bubbly will do is going to be your present situation and guidance for it. So, in order to, be able to choose your bubbly, you have to know the role or the basically the type of the character of each bubbly. And, depending on this, who do you feel closer to you? So, first we have Ranger Bublina. So Ranger Bublina usually uses her in great intelligence, her ability, and her innate but also learned life skills to solve all problems. She is very, very practical. She is very in tune with nature. Nature is her very close ally and helps her in everything. And the markswoman. So basically, she uses her great strength of intelligence to solve problems from the distance. So that's the role of the bow and arrow, so to speak. So next we have Warrior Bubbly. Like Warrior Bubbly is a Viking, so of course he is the archetype of the warrior, of the builder, of the initiator. For example, Aries or any other cardinal sign, but also basically um, there is a strong scorpionic element of the warrior as well, but this doesn't really matter. He solves his problems by facing his fears dead on, courage, bravery, boldness, the strength of the heart ultimately, because that is the core of the warrior. So, with his passion, with his determination, with his deep faith, he is very, very, very resilient and comes to the aid of others as well, of course. Then we have Sorcerer Bubbly. So Sorcerer Bubbly is more like a classical mystic. He uses his intuition, mystical knowledge, but also in a little bit of everything internal to basically solve problems. He is a very good advice giver. He is a very good people person, and he is extremely charismatic. So basically, the sorcerer. And finally, last but not least, we have High Priestess Bublina. High Priestess Bublina, of course, is support. She is a healer. She is the epitome of wisdom. She guides everyone. She is like a walking, talking divine GPS, an oracle, so to speak. She knows the souls of people. She heals the souls of people. But of course, she relies on her inner power and her feminine strength. This doesn't mean that you're a woman. Your gender has to be the same as the bubblies, of course. Bubblies, you have to ignore their gender. Their gender is just, to have a character, basically. So, yeah, it is the role. So, High Priestess Bublina could very well be High Priest Bubbly, so the same thing. But this is how she's an innate healer and a wise woman. So, yeah. So, which of the bubbly is more like you? Either your archetype, your configuration, or, something that resonates with you and these bubblies. So I'm gonna give a couple of moments for you to make your choice. And then we'll get to the readings of the bubblies. So again, we have Ranger Bublina, we have Warrior Bubbly, Sorcerer Bubbly, and High Priestess Bublina. So then, let us begin with Ranger Bublina. And also, I would like to thank my friend Ishti very, very much for gifting me this, like, absolutely amazing tarot set for my inner child. This is the cutest mystical item I have ever seen. in my life or ever laid fingers upon. So this is the tarot deck that I'm gonna be using. And again, a massive thank you. I love it. So let us see what Ranger Bublina's situation is, and perhaps a bit of guidance for her. Now I also apologize because since this is a totally new deck to me and the shape is unusual, I might be a tiny little bit clumsy here, so I'm really, really sorry. Well, there it is. Ooh. Well, Ranger Bublina, you're in a bit of a pickle as I can see. Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a little bit unexpected for me as well, because this is quite an uh, interesting, let's say, situation. Because, well, let's look at the first cards. So we have the page of coins. Look how the cuteness of it reversed. Then we have the Eight of Cups reversed. Then we have this Knight of Pentacles reversed. Now, what this means is that maybe something in your life is not working and neither is it going to work. So this might be the present moment Saturnian reality check when, you know, this Eight of Cups, there is no escape. There is no way to elude it. There is no way to bypass this truth, because ultimately, I do believe that this is a very deep personal truth, which also, has a lot of real life elements to it. It's very, very influential to your life materially, but this is where I pick up that it's not an energy where your material situation is like hangs everything in a balance, in the sense that you're already through that. That's not a big deal. This is more like you might not even know what you want to do next or how your journey continues. And again, the earth element doesn't necessarily point to finances, money. It more like points to the, so what am I gonna live? What is my story gonna be like? Maybe you're after a Mercury retrograde period where the only thing that you got figured out is nothing in your life is valid. So it was like it erased your whole blackboard full of plans, schemes, calculations with the sponge in an instant. It's not like it erased parts of it, corrections, it just reset it. So the problem is that the feeling is not there as well, the Eight of Cups. But I do not see this as a major crisis. So this is where you just simply do not know what the future could be like, should be like, would be like. It's almost like you laid down all your plans, especially the material executory plans. It's almost like just hanging in the air. So, because this is just an energy, of course it will affect your material life, but not right now. in the coming months, of course. But before it can affect everything, this energy is still shaping, still changing. But as I said, there's no this is a reality check where you really, really, really need to how should I say this? Become aware of a great inner truth of yours that will not go away, that will not gonna change, that will you will not be able to bypass or anything, so better accept it. Because perhaps until now, perhaps all your life, you had this position where, I can change and let's live up to this morality, that morality, and this might have been very harmful for you because there are certain things in your life, in your configuration, which need to be accepted because they're part of who you are. They're neither good or bad, nor should they change. What you came here to do and who you came here to embody, it is what it is. And that is sacred. So perhaps that is why everything in feels like it stopped, the future stopped weaving itself, because this might be the best possible explanation. This ranger Bublina might be sensing with her sharp nature given sixth sense, just like animals who know before, the dog knows an hour before the owner gets home. You kind of sense that something stopped, the future stopped, because you truly need to live the life which is authentically yours. And the judgment reversed with the magician. This is where, the judgment reversed, the reality check. You finally understand. You are finally able to make the correct judgments on the soul level. Not necessarily the mind and nitty-gritty, how things should be, how it is logical, how it makes sense, how it is socially acceptable, how no 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 no. This is where your soul just knows something and it is ready to go against everything else to live your truth. And the magician, power is in your hands. You need to execute this. Whatever changed your faith, whatever changed a certain worldview, acception, knowledge, perception about the self. So this goes as deeply as the way how you perceive the self, existence, soul, body, mind, spirit in one. So this is a deep transformational energy which sets you free. And there's no escape from here. The Nine of Wands reversed. It's not easy, but neither is it hard. What this means is you just know that this big change in your life, however it translates to, just needs to come. It needs to install itself. You need to see who you will become in just a few, perhaps weeks. And even if it's hard right now, it's not the classic hard because you're resisting. You're not stepping down. You're not allowing your vulnerability to get the better of you. You're standing strong. You're truly standing in opposition. Nothing is gonna determine you to, you know. And then we have the death. So these are a series of major arcana, which kind of, it's a series: judgment, magician, death. So the change is permanent. Devil, the very structures of your life, who and what used to always have power over you, things are changing. You're choosing differently. You're choosing from a place of deep self knowledge and power over yourself. This is a deep, deep transformation that is coming in your life. Both external events, both internal events, and both your own choices and decisions. And I just want to ask, where will all this lead you? Just a nuance. To give us a nuance. Four of Pentacles reversed. Four of Cups, fours. 4, the 4 usually means stability in numerologically, and of course stability in the elements in tarot. Self-worth, a, a strong and crystallized sense of self-worth which you always knew about yourself is demolishing because it's toxic to the self. You're belittling yourself in core issues and you have no idea about this. So you can imagine that it's a purge. But how should I say? It's a good purge. It's a purge that, well, actually, yes, let's see. A purge that sets you free, puts you in the right track, on the right track, but for a very, very long time. The right track because you follow no one else, not even friends, not nothing. You just follow your wild heart, and that is how your life and everything in it should be now. Returning to total wilderness. So, Ranger Bublina, well, you're up for a big life change, an upgrade perhaps, a level up, or how you call it. So I just would like to use a different card, non-tarot, to get at least the nuance of the energy. Yeah. Uncharted territory, but freedom. Freedom. Comfort is going. And you know you're leaving the tower behind. You're leaving everything that you've built, including your personality, behind because you, not because doom and gloom, because you decide that you're worth so much better. You finally see that you're worth it. You know, the commercial. You see, Ranger Bublina, you're finally worth it. You know, maybe because you're a ranger and you're so self sufficient, you forget sometimes that you're also a vulnerable being, always looking after for others, and now you finally are forced to look how wonderful you are, and that will give you wings. And finally, an oracle. Well, I'll take all of these actually. Amplify your positive emotions. Exactly. Do not fear what's coming. Embrace it. Embrace your in. When anxiety, a bit of anxiety kicks in, because as I said, something in your being knows that the future will be different. It, then your life's movie, so to speak, the frequency was until now. You detect that the future frequency is very different than what you always used to have, live. You know what I mean? So doing this is the best thing you can do. Serendipity, anticipating with love that what is coming. Pause. This pause that you're experiencing, as I said, the coins reversed. So this pause is your material evolution as well, in the sense that your immediate, in the next years, the next couple or 3 years, materialistic goals and plans, those are hanging, I don't know, in the air. And fresh approach, exactly. You will have the fresh approach when it's after the pause. And this might be the confirmation that, you know, all of the other decks said, be true to your heart. Exactly. This is it. Be true to your authentic divine self-worth that you'll discover. And this is not egoistic in that I'm so beautiful. No, nothing like that. Simply the deep core understanding, because you're a living being and you're a soul incarnated here, you're loved. That's it. You are automatically loved because you have guts. You, by being alive right now, have done oceans of great works, so to speak. So you earned your whatever the truth in your heart will be. So thank you everyone, and thank you Ranger Bublina. So until next time, bye for now. Viking Bubbly, why are you hiding there? You know it's your turn. So hello everyone who has chosen Viking Bubbly. So our warrior, let's see what the divine would like to counsel our warrior with. Well, I know warrior Bubbly is a bit, he's the quieter type. Unlike the other Bubblies, he doesn't say too much. He doesn't complain. He just gets on with it. And he has a sense of humor. So let's see, Viking Bubbly, what you have in your situation. Again, I apologize. I'm still a bit clumsy with this deck because the cards have a very different shape. Oh my, Warrior Bubbly. Well, I see you're not in all that better situation than Ranger Bubblina. Are you together by any chance or something? Actually, why should I expect anything different? Because before the eclipse, of course, things are gonna be like this for everyone. Oh, well, it's good. All good, Warrior Bubbly. You'll be fine. So, we have for Warrior Bubbly the Four of Swords. So, this is where certain things in Warrior Bubbly's life became very, very stale. And I'm not even sure if I should exemplify this because what has been in your life like a permanent uninvited guest for the past 4 years? Loneliness. Because in cartomancy, the Four of Swords is the card of deep loneliness. Not in tarot, but still. Tarot, minor arcana, is from cartomancy, not necessarily. Anyway, so deep loneliness, the feeling of abandonment, not having any energy physically in your body, burnout, or a deep fatigue, or feeling like you're living in a dream and nothing is real. All of these can, or, mourn, grief. Are you after a period of grief where you just got into an inertia? And anyway, so what has been stale like this in your life, in work, in your love life, in your spiritual pursuit? But what? But the judgment reversed. You find out exactly why. You find out what it is that you need to do. The judgment reversed, just like for Ranger Bublina. This is where you get to the bottom of things. You understand yourself, your situation. You also have a a future perspective where you will see what is possible for you in the future and what is not. So a strong reality check. But for you, for Warrior Bubbly, this is a moment of deep maturization. Perhaps a masculine maturization. Regardless if you're a man or a woman as gender, we all have these energies in our souls. So the masculine part of you is having a moment of maturity, but one which leads to immense vulnerability. So this is where the bro or your therapist, healer, psychologist, astrologer, whatever your girlfriend, wife, whatever needs to, and if you're single, if that's the problem, well then, yeah, as I said, therapist, astrologer, whatever, has to be there for you and give you the shoulder to cry on. But this cry is gonna be where you truly get your mojo back. Because you see the Knight of Cups. The waiting is over. You don't need the friend, the ally, whoever it is that you're seeking in life, even if it's partnership, the princess of your dreams, the prince of your dreams. This is where you say, you know what? Don't even dare to come into my life now, because I am gonna do this myself. And the Five of Pentacles reversed. Whatever used to frighten you deeply, losing your job, unfavorable material situation, health getting worse, being abandoned. For some people, the winter's coming and the world crisis and the bills and maybe the fright of potential homelessness, losing a loved one, whatever used to scare you, this is where you were so frightened by it that by means of elimination it doesn't have any power over you anymore. You know? You survived it, it cannot have any power you anymore. So this is where the judgment reversed. Enough is enough. Whatever has control over you, addiction of any kind, and the thing with substances, that's the least of the problem here. Person, your own obsession, your own moral, your own ideologies, your own perception of spirituality, religion, faith, worldview, your place in the world. Those are the things, which have been affected, so to speak. So those need to change. Those need to heal. And as I said, nothing frightens you anymore because you're finally figuring stuff out. You're finally getting into power. King of Coins reversed. Of course, everything is gonna be managed differently. For you guys, for your bubbly guys, I do believe that this King of Pentacles doesn't mean your material situation and the present solid structure of your life, but rather how you manage the self, how you manage time, how you manage worth, how you manage your friendships, who you're not gonna support anymore. Seven of Cups, and this leads you to finding your true dream, finding what truly makes you happy, because how your life was until now, you could not know even if the answer was under your nose because you weren't in the mind and heart set, if that makes sense. Now you're gonna search for it this Scorpio season. And oh boy, is something in your life gonna end? A struggle. And also a false sense of security. Something that you always prided yourself with. And by all means, it is valuable, it is amazing. May this be an attitude, something you've done, accomplished, a skill, a talent, some whatever virtuous thing it is. Yes, absolutely. But you don't need to take pride of it, because you will discover things in yourself which eclipse that. Maybe this was your biggest pride and virtue all your life. Something comes and eclipses it. New opportunities are gonna arise. Perhaps for some people, relocation. For some people, trip over uh, body of water, uh, especially like a big river or ocean, or going abroad, work contract, invitation abroad, or simply being invited for you to live there. Love, fine, but when I say love, chances are it's not the romantic love. It's love for human beings, for what you are. So that kind of love. But love opens up deep opportunity for you, and as I said, the pride is gonna be eclipsed because you're gonna find your true dream. So let's just ask Where would this potentially lead you, Warrior Bubbly? Uh, Queen of Swords, Two of Swords. The stark truth. The the truth of what you are, who you are, and how your life needs to be. You admit this truth to yourself shamelessly, unapologetically, with total self acceptance, where you put your blindfold on onto the things that used to and people who used to influence you until now, and you just truly go your own way and your own mindset, because life has proven to you that actually your worldview in an air in a lot, not necessarily in a deep spiritual way, but in a practical human way, it's wonderful. It is nothing's wrong with it. Quite the opposite. Whoever belittled your own was was wrong with it, as in, and this artist put in this tarot deck a strange but the lost land where a fairy riding a sacred deer probably finds some fairyland and reversed. So this to me says reality check. The fantasy, the fairy tale that you've been living until now is gone. And this is where, if you want the fairy tale, you better create it. This is where you don't no longer need to live anything in yourself inside, in your head, like in a parallel reality, where this one, all the hurt and disappointment here is blocked. This is where you can actually live it as a life. As in, live it, live your dream. This is, so now let's check the energy of this. Yeah, this is so, you know, it's time for some radical moves in your life. It's time for the biggest fight in your life. And you see all these scars he won, all the battles, all the adversaries, all the experience, the veteran warrior, but he sits on top of them. As I said, it won't matter. It will not matter the experience or the old virtue that was the biggest one will not matter here, because this battle that is coming is like no other you ever fought before. But look at your allies. Look at how much love there is for you. That which once was fantasy, exactly as I said before, can become reality. But in order for that to happen, you need to abandon the fantasy now. Don't live it in your head anymore. Live it. Live it really. Let this not be just a fog. Let this manifest. This lover. And for some people, some warrior bubblies, it's the lover, of course. It becomes real. Take ownership of who you are. Capricorn energy. Take ownership and pride in the integrity of your being, not just one thing that is specific to you. Just accept who you are, and something is coming anyway. So something good, I would imagine. And a few oracle cards for you, warrior bubbly. Assurance, contemplation, gratitude and appreciation, perfect setting. Now, I don't want to Start translating that which is obvious because I don't want to insult your intelligence. This is self-explanatory, really. Like, again, assurance. So it's assuring you that it's gonna be okay. Contemplation. Exactly, you will get to the bottom of things. Gratitude and appreciation. As in, of course. And then perfect setting. As in, everything is gonna be perfect. So, thank you so much for listening. And Warrior Bubbly bids you farewell. Until next time, bye for now. Hello everyone who has chosen Sorcerer Bubbly. So, Sorcerer Bubbly and his best mate, High Priestess Bublina, have no excuse not to help me in the reading, because they are fellow mystics, aren't you? So, Bubbly, let's get to it. I'm so sorry, but the shape of these cards is a bit different, so I'm still getting used to them. So let's see what your situation is, Warrior Bubbly. Oh my. Sorry, Sorcerer Bubbly. That Five of Swords kind of made me think. And Five of Wands. Did you get in trouble again? Sorcerer Bubbly. And Eight of Wands reversed. Oh my. Ooh. Oh. Okay then. Sorcerer Bubbly. But the thing is, I want to ask you, is this like for real or is this just your wishful thinking here? Because the end is being too. Oh, okay, then I'll stop here. Because I think you're influencing this Sorcerer Bubbly. Because this is way too good to be true. So, what it says here that Five of Swords, Knight of Swords, and Five of Wands. Now, this means that either your local community, either your household, either your circle of friends, either you professionally, either in the most extended sense, society right now is truly social media. Do you work with or in or as a tool social media? Anything that has to do with internet communication. So all of that is kind of really, really stressing you out. Um, you are needing to disconnect from it. And the problem is, this is the human element that really bothers you because, how should I explain this? People are not really doing the right thing in their lives. They're making their own situations worse. So, people, again, this can be at work colleagues, friends, people who you know, family members, your extended family, um, in your relationship, society itself. So anything can depict this of swords vibe where you can simply no longer resonate. And it doesn't matter who people are, even if they're like soul brother, sister, or whatever, people are simply not doing the right thing in their own lives, and that is hindering you because it's not making your life vibrationally okay, if that even makes sense. The Knight of Swords, so you're planning, you're doing, you're working. So there are a lot of things that you need to accomplish very, very soon, but you're hindered. For some people, this can mean authorities, paperwork, banks, finances, the nitty gritty of the finances, where it's blocked and the situation is not good. And this is where perhaps there is a big injustice coming from exactly institutions who would help you. Five of Wands. Conflict. Everything feels like a struggle. People are not normal. There is a lot of frustration and aggressive energy, which is not yours, and that's why it's bothering you so much that you had enough. You're going. You want a new whatever. And the thing is, it's not as karmic as it's simply you need to get away from where you are because it's bothering you. That's why you need to get away, not because of any other reason. It's so bothering you mentally, intellectually, your vibe, your that you need peace and quiet, or you need, people in your life to be at least on your mindset for you to feel like you're making relevant, you're living actually, you're living your truth. This is where the problem is not with you, it's really with other people. But at the end of the day, it's really you. Because you allowed a lot, and that's how it came to this. But you could not do any other way. So it's not your fault. Either it is but isn't. But neither can you get away. Obligations, contracts, terms, dates, etc., etc. You can get away, but not necessarily when you need it. And you don't know what to do, and it might be very, very frustrating. Getaway for some people can mean journey abroad or even starting new life from zero in a country which is not your own. But you want to get away badly. But this Eight of Coins and the Star card with the Lover's card with the High Priest card. Now this is where I don't know how real this can get. Something totally different, of course. Something deeply soul level, which you have been working on for the past 8 years, or 8 months for some people, finally starts showing some unexpected results, but as a game changer. Something positive comes, which might eclipse all of this. And that's where you have the option. Something comes along. A contract, a partnership. But when I say partnerships, for example, with the coins, professional. Or someone solicits your expertise, your help, a project. Because the star card, Aquarian, something Aquarian, hope and dream. But yes, this can also be a lover. Where it is something that you invested a lot of time and energy into, which actually attracts the person. And the High Priest. Contract. This is also agreement. Okay, so you say yes to the relationship, you say yes to the person, you say yes to the invitation contract, or whatever this is, you say yes to it. And it becomes a valuable part of your life. And with the Queen of Cups, how you see life and how you live it emotionally is already different. So your life is different. So maybe yeah, a big everything changes. So maybe this sorcerer bubbly, is this your magic working? Are you manifesting this, or yeah. Six of Pentacles, it's given to you. Six of Swords, because you need to move on. 10 of Wands, you had so much hardship in the past 10 years. Queen of Wands, you were loyal and self-sacrificial to all the wrong people, but you don't regret because you proved your loyalty. Temperance, and you get this to heal. So let's see the energy of this. Okay. Courage, leap of faith. The dragon is slain. You get what you need to get. You accomplish something which feels like this for you. Either that you finally slay the dragon, or that finally perfect. The move was perfect. The decision, the leap of faith, basically, or what your heart told you, following your heart was perfect. Oh, yeah. So, oracle guidance. Oh no, 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 no! Oh come on! Leap of faith. Like you guys saw that it wasn't me. Culmination of vision. Yeah, of course you need a culmination of vision to take the leap of faith. Yeah, I can totally get that. Illumination. So yeah, this is self-explanatory. I'm not even gonna insult your intelligence anymore with these, you know, simple messages. So thank you everyone who chose Sorcerer Bubbly, and now he will make a disappearing act. Come on, Sorcerer Bubbly, cast your invisibility spell. So thank you until next time, bye for now. Hello everyone who has chosen High Priestess Bublina. Now, just like Sorcerer Bubbly, High Priestess Bublina, you need to help me interpret the cards, because after all, you're an even better into it than me. Okay. Again, I apologize because these cards are new and I still need to get used to their grip because they're a bit different. So let us see High Priestess Bublina what he... Oh my. Ooh, well that's not bad then. Okay, I think that's enough. Oh, High Priestess Bublina, well, okay then. So we have the Ten of Cups reversed, we have the Page of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the World reversed. Now to me this says Ten of Cups reversed. Something uncompleted but deeply karmic and deeply from the past, which did start to complete, but how should I say this? Something disrupted it. So you still don't have the sense of total closure in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. So something that might have been part of 2021 and it might have culminated in April 2022. Something that has to do with Jupiter in and out of Pisces. So is it a family issue, inheritance, a relation, a marriage where you and your partner need to make the big choice? Either for yourselves if you stay a couple or not, or for your children, but then it's as a couple. Or what deeply karmic is this? Is it something spiritual, for example? Page of Wands, you waited so long for that, and you thought it completed, and now you're feeling that, is it truly not is there more to it? And there is more. The Ace of Swords, you need a breakthrough, an information, a communication, a news, document, letter, email, something is coming, which reveals to you that something is not closed. Either, as I said, deeply karmic in the family. For example, you're still owed something. Someone owes you something. Or something still reverberates back from the deep past into your life. And the reason why there wasn't any closure is because, as I said, something has to come your way. This eight of wands can also mean legal stuff, trial, a favorable one, favorable ruling, friend, ally, muse, spiritual parent coming your way, visiting you, you visiting them. Or if you there is no such person, someone coming in your life like that. Either new friendship, or your work reached the eyes, ears, whatever, of people who want to support you, who are interested, sponsors, etc., etc. Finally, you get what you deserve. Now, this can be professional, this can be in any other, whatever gives you a sense of stability, greater stability in your life, it's coming. But before I get to these cards, I still want to mention the World card, because simultaneously this also says that something in the world collectively is going to change. Now, this means either in your country or in the world, in your region of the world, because it might be something impacting which changes your situation for the better. Maybe for many other people it's very, very, very bad news. For you it's very, very, very good news, like a saving grace. But for others still, Ace of Swords, the crown on it, the crown symbol. You are given back your crown. But understand this symbolically. Did someone hurt you in the past very much? This crown can mean an apology. And you would not expect it in 10 trillion years. Something comes back which is unresolved from the past. It might be resolved for you because you processed it, but you don't know that maybe it's not resolved karmically, as in for the divine, or for another person, and that's why it comes back, whatever that may be. Five of Wands, Cups reversed. You might have embraced a spiritual um how should I explain this? Like a mindset, a spiritual perhaps mindset, but that which does not appeal to the mind, but rather to the integrity of the being, not to have to live without expectations, and not to allow disappointment to upset you. And you have forgiven and you have accepted something that really bittered you, disappointed you in the past. You accepted it. You are actually looking at the two full cups, and not the and that's and for this to come through in a reading already accomplished, that's deep. That's hardcore self-discipline and maturity as a being. Wheel of Fortune. And still prepare to be disappointed in the best possible way, because something in your life, you see the Tower reversed and Ace of Wands reversed, something that was neither destroyed, demolished. Neither saved something that you really, really need in your life, a situation, a truth, is finally turning around. So yeah. So I would just like to say, or ask the cards, to ask in which way would this impact your life? Mhm. Yeah. How much control you have over the stability and who you're living for, really. This is where Ten of Pentacles reversed. You left something behind. The Tower. Something big chunk of your life fell out, fell apart, fell off. Maybe career, house, marriage, something fell off, and you did not recuperate from that in a real sense, in spirit, psychologically, in even materially. Maybe you did, but it's victory. Try Six of Wands. You will be made to feel different. No longer this. So it's ultimately a deep healing energy. Oh, leaving the past behind. Saving what you can. Moving forward doesn't matter. But the past follows. Even if you see the skeleton, but it delivers a message. It's basically a ghost. It will follow until the moment the message is delivered. Relocation, perhaps, but freedom anyway. And as I said, the worth part. You get what you needed, but it's owed to you. And it will be a lesson in life, a tough lesson. A tough lesson where you will have all the power, all the position, everything you could possibly need to stand up for yourself. And there's no apology if you don't, because the universe will empower you in whatever, materially, power, a person. What does empowerment mean to you? You will get that. So there's no excuse anymore not to stand up for yourself and not to basically discipline who needs to be disciplined. And finally, a bit of celebrate differences. Now, I'm not even sure what that means, to be totally honest with you. Or it can mean exactly how different the past will look like after you get the communication or whatever is due there. The letter, the inheritance, or the news, or whatever. Okay then. Seek beauty. Be spontaneous. Be in service and bountiful harvest. Bountiful harvest. Now I do believe that this is the past. You've done all this already. That's how you've proven. As in, be spontaneous. You have to be spontaneous. A lot. Quite a lot to get out of difficult situations and seek beauty. Maybe that's how you survived. You sought beauty in absolutely everything when the world was definitely very ugly. And be in service, of course. You were in service to yourself, to service, but also other people. And you need to have the bountiful harvest now. So this is also pretty, self-explanatory. So thank you everyone who has chosen Hi, Priestess Bablina, and thank you, High Priestess Bablina, for helping with the interpretation. So we bid you farewell. So this concludes today's pick a card reading. I do hope that you enjoyed my RPG adventure, and see you next time.